right, this is Rick Stewart along with the lovely and talented Baby Doll. Welcome to an hour of Atlantic Coast Wrestling. What a great hour we've got.
Oh, you better believe it. We've got the tag team tournament starting right now, and we've also got the trophy out here this week. I wonder if we can get the money out here.
I don't know if they trust us that much.
Oh, come on, you can trust me, Rick Stewart.
You better believe it. Coming up this hour, we're going to see the Deetons in action, the Mod Squad, plus a host of your favorite stars, and we're starting off with a wild and woolly one. We got a great match standing by in the ring right now. Let's go up to ringside, get started with Atlantic Coast Wrestling.
We're back.
Yes,
have another dress. How do you like my wardrobe for Atlantic Coast Wrestling?
Believe me, after a couple of weeks of sitting out here next to my good friend Joe Pedicino, and Joe in Atlanta, no offense, brother, but
he doesn't have a 25-inch waist, does he?
No, this makes it a lot more fun to come to work, believe me.
Thank you, Rick. Well, it's nice to be here with you, too.
Shoulder tackle sending Joe Cruz to the canvas as Ty, the South Pacific Connection, are one half of
This week you got it right. We finally got him right.
I learned. I like some of your proteges. I may be a little thicker than they are, but I catch on.
Chop throw Joe Cruz right on the head, elbow.
Look at the way he put every pound he's got into that elbow.
Just so vicious. I mean, you can see that every ounce of everything that he does is going into his wrestling match, whether he's coming off with the ropes or with that elbow. Every ounce of that short, sweaty little body is going into those power moves.
Now, 2 weeks I've seen these South Pacific Connection guys in action. Each week, my respect for them and my feeling that they're going to be a real force to reckon with in this area continues to grow. These guys are tough, they're rugged, and they know what they're doing inside the ring.
That's right. I'm surprised that we haven't heard about it before, because it looks like that they've wrestled around before a little bit.
They certainly just didn't strap on the boots, or, well, he doesn't wear boots, so strap on the tights today.
No, he just didn't put one leg in front of the other and get here. He's had a couple of wrestling matches.
He spoiled my cliche, you know.
Oh, well, sorry, Rick. I can't help it.
I'm the cliche king of wrestling commentators, and he ranked it. Oh, well.
Well, I can't tell whether you can tell if they've got boots on or not. Samoans usually don't. They like that barefoot freestyle.
It's the island attitude, I know. Later this hour, the Mod Squad in action. Plus, we're going to be seeing Colt Steele, Nelson Royal, and Shasha. The Deetons are going to be out here. And a couple of surprises for you wrestling fans at home. Toe-to-toe. It took a couple of thumbs to the eyes to get Joe Cruz to back off a tie of the South Pacific Connection.
That's right. The South Pacific Connection with Ty and Sione is on the outside of the ring. Sione?
Yes, Sione.
So there's his little inspiration. He's not quite as good looking as some of the valets in this sport of wrestling, but he can still add that extra little spirit.
Did you ever do that?
No, I never was a Samoan, Rick. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, the blonde hair threw me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
No, when you had one of your guys in the ring wrestling in singles action, I know you were out there constantly, but did you ever bring his partner down as kind of an extra?
Oh, yeah. It was not only a bodyguard for me sometimes, because I wasn't the most liked person in the whole wide world, but it also was the extra added confidence. It's kind of like being the home team in a football or basketball game. Once you have those people behind you, the more people, the better. And especially if it's just whether one person or two people out there. If you've got the people behind you and you've got that little extra added support, I mean, I'm not the smartest person about wrestling, but maybe his partner could loan me something to let him know what I needed to tell him to get in the ring.
A sign in Samoan.
I don't know. Like I told you, Rick Stewart, I'm not up on these Samoans too much. I was told to stay away from them because they are just too rough and rugged. I mean, they're mean men. I mean, they're nice and quiet and gentle, but you don't want to make them
talked about the martial arts skills that I keep thinking in the back of my mind.
They're halfway to Japan, right?
Right. And I keep seeing more of it every week. I'm watching Ty as he locks in that nerve hold into the right shoulder of Joe Cruz, which has really slowed Cruz down. It was back and forth pretty even until that nerve hold came in, and now he's right back to it again.
Right back to the technology of wrestling is work on one main body part. That's what he's doing, that nerve hold. It makes your arm numb. I mean, a lot of people say, well, how does that hold affect the, I mean, when you grab a hold of that trapezius muscle, if you grab a hold of it just right, your whole right side is going to go numb, whichever side that they've got. as you see, I mean, Joe Cruz doesn't even have any feeling left in that arm. It looks like he's got to start hitting that arm and letting that circulation get back into it.
Ty backing his man into the ropes, misses with a thrust. Joe Cruz
Joe
is right
Cruz
there.
isn't even punching with his right arm. He's using that southpaw technique.
Hang on, we've got the other half of the connection up on the ropes, breaking up the pin combination. Are we going to get a disqualification
I don't
here?
know. He didn't really do anything.
He didn't call for the bell.
No, I don't know what the referee's doing. It's like a double team. He should be calling.
Well, I don't know.
It's
a question of contact, I think. Distraction's one thing, contact's another. Apparently, the referee's going to let it go. Power slam, and a big win.
That was interesting. That's another time that the referee, it's his ball game. He does what he wants. Let's see if we can get a replay on that power slam by Ty at the South Pacific Connection.
There's a lot of controversy about this, and I tell you what, you can see the partner right up there on the apron.
Interesting situation. Everything's happening in Atlanta Close Wrestling. You never can tell what's going to happen.
Yeah, straight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
We pledged our allegiance to it when we were young.
The flag was still there.
We studied its importance when we were in our teens.
He saw the flag.
We sing its praises at every sporting event. We display it when we celebrate.
Present.
Lower it when we mourn.
Our flag is presented on behalf of a grateful nation.
And honor our heroes with it when they've fallen. The flag of the United States of America. It stands for what we are and what we believe in. How we treat it says a lot about us.
There's only one gene endorsed by the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Wrangler Cowboy Cut Jeans.
Professional or a weekend cowboy, Nelson Royal's official Wrangler PRCA Pro Rodeo dealer has the duds to fit you and the horse you rode in on.
Imagine yourself in an emergency. Your survival depends on fast, accurate treatment. That's why you should depend on Medical Alert. Millions do. An emergency responder's call to Medical Alert tells them your medical conditions, current prescriptions, drug allergies, family and physicians. Information that could save your life. To learn more, call Medical Alert. 1-800-ID-ALERT. That's 1-800-ID-ALERT.
Next week, look at all the thrills, chills, and a big little comedy. The Redskins are out to feather the Cardinals on TNT's NFL Sunday Nitro. Wednesday, Hitler's Daughter, Backdoor Fiction. Find out on USA's chilling world premiere movie. And Thursday, Disney's big little comedy, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Followed by a peek at the making of. We're making cable special. You deserve it. On Cablevision.
This year's Emmy nominations have just been announced. Once again, HBO has received more nominations than any other cable network. In fact, HBO has been nominated for more Emmys than all the other cable networks combined. That says a lot about our pursuit of excellence. Quite simply, it sums up what we've been saying all along. HBO, simply the best.
These days, a lot of drug deals take place in locker rooms. Unfortunately, a lot of these drug deals end up in a different kind of locker room. If you or someone you know has a drug problem, contact Habilitat. We can help.
Right here on Atlantic Coast Wrestling, I'm in between Basher and Spike of the Mod Squad. Now, what are you guys going to do in this tag team tournament if you have to go against, let's say, the Deatons?
Well, let me tell you something, baby doll. We are not going to have to come up against the Deatons. We don't want the Deaton Outlaw Brothers. We want the up-and-coming, so-called young lions of Ricky Nelson and Tommy Angel. Like I've said but time and time before, we pick who we want to get in the squared circle with us, and we pick Tommy Angel and Ricky Nelson. Tell us, Spiker. That's right, baby doll. When you're as good as the Mod Squad, you can do what you want to do. And we told this promotion, we're the best you've got. So we're going to pick our own opponents, and we're going to pick the young lions. Because you know what they're going to call us after this match? They're going to call us the Lion Tamers.
But you guys, what are you going to do if you have to face the Deatons? That could be the real test of the Mod Squad.
Fans, we're back to the ring action as George South in the red trunks gets set to take on Rusty Riddle. Second singles action here, and of course, bubbling in the back of everybody's mind is just exactly what's going to go on in this tag team elimination as we get down to the final couple of teams. And I was sitting here listening to your interview.
Against anybody, because the
they
way
might not have a choice, doll. You know.
That's it. I mean, they're so cocky about saying, well, we're going to handpick our opponents. Well, that may be fine for a while, but wonder if it gets down to that. The Deatons are the only ones left. They will have to wrestle.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put the monitors down on the floor. We're going to tip this oak table up sideways and
make a
hide
little fort.
behind. There you go. Like you used to do when you were kids. We'll pile all the cushions around us.
We don't have any cardboard boxes to play with.
Yeah, very good. All right. Coming up later this hour, Colt Steele in action. Plus, the world's junior heavyweight champion, Nelson Royal.
L.A. Stevens is coming up, too. You mentioned that he might be kind of a strange character. What's the deal with L.A.
different.
Stevens?
That's all
he
I'm
does
gonna
have
say.
kind of a wild look in his eyes.
He's different. He's different. I try to
We
spend
also have
as little
Nelson
time
Royal
with him
coming
as
up,
possible.
too, the world's junior heavyweight champion.
Yes, without a doubt. And Shasha, of course, against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, who I'm going to try to get out here a little bit later this hour. Shasha proved what at least I've always thought in the back of my mind that she was physically capable of. Not actually physically interfering in a match. Nobody ever said she touched anybody.
No.
But she was the reason
it was
that
just
match ended
presence.
up like it
I
was.
mean, really, she didn't break any rules.
No.
Nelson didn't get disqualified for why she jumped up there, but he did. I mean, maybe their game plan didn't fall just to what they wanted to. Nelson's going to have to keep an eye on Shasha, because if she keeps being as detrimental as she was in that match, I mean, one of these young studs is going to come along and take her away from Nelson and give her another job.
I don't want to get into that. Baby doll, I wouldn't touch that line with the tournament trophy, you know?
Well, I don't know. Nelson's going to have to keep his eyes on Shasha, because she is a nice-looking young lady, and if she gets the knowledge of wrestling, someone's going to steal her away from Nelson.
In the ring, George South maintaining control of Rusty Riddle. And George is a seasoned wrestler. He's certainly been up against the best in this great sport, and he certainly continues to battle tooth and nail every week right here on Atlantic Coast Wrestling.
That's right.
Very personable young man, and he's got a lot of talent. He's always been fond of saying, you know, there's certain guys in wrestling, and you know because you've seen it happen before. You take your eyes off them for just a second, and the next thing you know, you're upside down with your arms all wrapped up around your head.
And your shoulders are getting pinned, and you don't even know what happened, and you're beat. And, you know, that's one thing that you don't want to have happen. And with either one of these guys, you're going to have to watch the moves they make, because both of them are good enough wrestlers that they will take advantage of that situation and take the pin on them.
I keep thinking back to the interview you had with the Mod Squad, where they were talking about Tommy Angel and Ricky Nelson. If they think they picked a couple of chumps, they're wrong.
No. These guys are nice-looking guys, and like what I said before, the people are going to be behind Tommy Angel and Ricky Nelson. They're nice, fine-looking young men, and those girls screaming for you. It's going to be good. Rusty's going for the pin there. Not quite enough leverage. Just couldn't quite get him over. George is riding on him, making sure that oxygen supply is deleted. Taking good notions, riding that head. Rusty's having a hard time getting up. Rusty's maybe trying to put some moves together. If I was Rusty Riddle down on the mat, I'd be putting a series of moves together in my head, thinking about what I was going to do next and how to get out of that hole.
Want to welcome all our great fans watching Atlantic Coast Wrestling on Channel 21. On behalf of both Baby Doll and myself, welcome to the Atlantic Coast Wrestling family. Man, we got some stuff for y'all.
Channel 21 sounds like a lucky number to me.
Yep, good bunch of people. We're looking forward to seeing y'all down there in person in the next couple of weeks. Be sure you watch every week right here at the same time to find out just exactly when and where and how you can see your favorite stars live and in person. Right? We'll have updates on that, of course, all through this hour on Atlantic Coast Wrestling.
A lot of wrestlers coming in and out of the Atlantic Coast Wrestling, especially with the tag tournament. It's coming along quite a long ways because...
The thing I like about Atlantic Coast Wrestling is they bring in winners. You're a losing wrestler, you're out. You're a winner, you stay. And it causes a lot of attrition. You know, you see a lot of wrestlers come and go, but I think the wrestling fans like it like that.
That's it. You see a lot of new faces. It's not the same people all the time. You get a good flavor of different styles, and that's what wrestling is all about, is the different styles. I mean, there's a million ways to put a guy's shoulders to the mat, but it's the nice, unique ways that make it interesting, and to see how the guy's going to get the pins next time.
Better believe it. Fans, our TV main event, the Mod Squad, maybe be biting off. Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh,
sunset flip. Got him.
Good move. George South got a big win against Rusty Biddle. I like to see George South win a match.
George South just ecstatic inside the squared circle. Fantastic move here, baby doll.
Big sunset flip. I mean, a lot of people take sunset flips for advantage, but when you look at it, you can get a 1, 2, 3 count on it, and it is a good pinning combination. Look, good height. Rusty Biddle had no choice. Once that rear end gets going, you're going to go down. Your shoulders are going to get pinned. There's no way. George hooks the legs. 1, 2, 3.
More great stuff coming up.
Agriculture is a growing technology. I would say my job here includes forestry, some biology, some chemistry, engineering, design. I can actually sit down at a drawing table with my calculator and design something. Agriculture does require a lot of technology to be successful nowadays.
Think about it.
They're back for more. Mel Gibson.
I'd like to see your driver's license and proof of insurance.
Danny Glover. Lethal Weapon 2.
What are you doing Saturday?
Lethal Weapon 2. This month on Cinemax.
It'll come to me. May I ask what you do for a living?
Well, MacGyver is a kind of troubleshooter.
Duct tape.
Never leave home without it. He likes to make clever little things out of odd bits. It's a little recipe I use in emergencies.
Not perfect.
Yeah.
Who are you?
He's MacGyver on USA.
Being a kid is no longer child's play. When you need help, the Relatives Project Safe Place is there. And now, Cablevision's customer service trucks are designated mobile safe places. Cablevision trucks are in your neighborhood, where you may be lost or frightened, or just need someone to help you. Look for the Project Safe Place signs, because we're here to help.
On the next HBO Comedy Hour, Stephen Wright wants to know.
If you shoot a mime, should you use a silencer?
He's got some thoughtful questions.
What's another word for thesaurus?
And some poignant observations.
There's a fine line between fishing and just standing on the shore like an idiot.
Spend some quality time with Stephen Wright.
What a nice night for an evening, huh?
Watch Stephen Wright, Wicker Chairs and Gravity, this month on HBO.
Fans, just a couple of minutes ago, I sat out here and listened to Baby Doll ask the Mod Squad some kind of pointed questions. I'm going to turn the thing around and ask them to the Deaton brothers. What about the Mod Squad versus the Deatons as this tag team elimination goes on?
Let me tell you, it's getting good and heated up. And Mod Squad, I hear you out here bumping your gums and talking and telling how bad you are and how you handpick your opponents. Well, I tell you what, pal, if you want to find out exactly how tough you are, pick the Deatons. We're your opponents. Sign the contracts, and we'll show you once and for all who is the best tag team here. It don't matter whether it's y'all, rock and roll, this one or that one. You just line them up, and we'll beat them up. Handpick us one time. Trick us into getting on the dotted line.
I tell you what, Rick Stewart, ACW is happening. And when the Deaton brothers are here, that makes it happening even more. And I tell you what, you know, Mod Squad, you pick your own tag teams, you come out here and bustle about this, hustle and bustle about that. Well, we get a little rowdy, too. We like to raise a little hell ourselves. And we can do it the best, the number one, the Deaton brothers. I'm going to tell you what, Rick. You know, when this thing's all over and when it's said and done, we're going to have our hands raised. Whatever belts they want to put up, whatever trophies they want to put up, we're going to have them right here. We're going to have them in our showcase because me and my brother are the best thing going in the ACW right now, and we can show you better than we can tell you.
Fans, let's go to the ring.
Right now, I'll tell you what, I've never heard of Speedy Gonzalez, but I have heard of Colt Steele, and the camera could probably get a close-up. I think Colt Steele's calves have got something to say for themselves because those guys are unbelievable. Those guys have been doing some squats.
I think Colt Steele is probably, and I've had the chance to meet a lot of big wrestlers, the strongest wrestler
Oh,
I've
what
ever
a powerhouse.
run across.
What a powerhouse. I've been in the gym where he's been doing his squats, and it is unbelievable how much, I don't know how much weight he's got, but that bar was bending, and I have never seen that much weight.
The wrestlers talk about things like that, and I'll sit in the dressing room and listen to the gym-oriented stories about this man, Colt Steele. They are endless, and they are impressive.
I mean, I was impressed when he had to wear a mouth guard so that his teeth don't chip because there's so much pressure when he's doing those squats that he's got to wear his mouth guard so he doesn't crush his teeth. That's a lot of weight.
The thing that could make Colt Steele a very, very dangerous man is his continued association with Pretty Boy Doug Summers, one of the nastiest, most evil, backstabbing, nothing happening gentlemen in this business. And I use the word gentleman real loosely.
Oh, very loosely. It just depends on how much Pretty Boy Doug Summers wants to teach Colt Steele, too. I mean, Colt Steele's got to have his ears open because anything Doug Summers has got to say, it's going to be a lesson probably, and Colt Steele may learn something. Right now, Colt Steele's got those massive legs wrapped around Speedy Gonzalez's throat, but God, I can't believe he was able to get out of that. Colt Steele just loosened up at that time. Speedy Gonzalez was able to kick out of that hold. A little sizing off now, a lock up. Let's see what Colt Steele does. He's got his arms wrapped around. Colt Steele's got that good upper body strength too. It's not only in his legs, but he is continuing to work on the neck and head area.
Shoulder tackle by Colt Steele. Want to say hi again to our fans watching on Channel 21 for the very first week on Atlantic Coast Wrestling. And no matter where you live, all throughout the area that you watch ACW, you'll be seeing all of your favorite stars in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. And we'll be looking for you at ringside as the hour goes on. That exact time, dates, locations, ticket outlets, all the other goodies so you can come out and see pro
Yeah, that's
wrestling
right.
live.
You never know where Baby Doll's going to show up. And there, Colt Steele's going for the pin, but he still has to work on Speedy Gonzalez. I don't know. I've showed up in a couple of places I wasn't expected before.
Colt Steele threw a wild right. Hey, hey!
Oh, almost had it. Almost had Colt Steele threw that wild punch. Speedy Gonzalez came off with a crossbody. Could have had the pin, but just not enough.
Did you see the power in Colt Steele?
Oh, if he would have laid it, that kid would have been in the second row.
Oh, man, inside suplex. He just whipped around about 40 or 50 miles an hour.
That's got to do with that. You can see that even in the back of Colt Steele, he's got a lot of upper back and mid-back development. That's where it all comes from.
Oh, man. Straight up, straight down.
I don't know
That's
what
it.
that's quite called, but that was effective.
He knows it too. Look at the look of satisfaction on the face of Colt Steele as he climbs from the squared circle.
Let's see that again on the replay, please. Yeah, comes up, him up. Looks like he's going to go for the backdrop. Hooks him right down. Oh, all of his weight. Goes for the pin. The guy's in a perfect position for a pin. He's down. Colt Steele wraps him up. That's it. 1, 2, 3. And we'll be right back with some more Atlantic Coast Wrestling and lots of winners.
A lot of scientists are worried about global warming. Maybe you should be too.
During our kids' lifetimes, terrible storms, killer hurricanes could hit our coast regularly, while farms and prairies experience worse droughts than in 1988.
There's more at stake than just a few degrees. And you can make a difference while there's still time.
The Sierra Club can show you how. Find out today. Your children, your grandchildren, are counting on you.
In North Carolina, the maximum penalty for drinking and driving is 2 years in jail. But you could get the death penalty.
Yo, Alf here. Apparently some chowderheads out there aren't taking care of this planet. They're messing up public lands. They're littering the beaches and vandalizing the parks. Look, folks, public lands are not like pizzas. You just can't pick up the phone and order more. So let's take care of our land. Let's save the planet. Call me and promise you'll help. I'll send you a bunch of neat stuff. It's my way of saying thanks. It's an acknowledgement of your concern. It's a bribe.
Cable just keeps getting better with new original movies exclusive to you. Smashing Sports. The only 24-hour worldwide news source.
Here's what's happening.
The best shows for kids and the kid in you. Plus, brand new blockbusters. It's what sets you apart from the rest because you've got cable.
Look, Carolina, look at all the things we are.
Arm number 1, Ezra. War is hell.
Fire 1.
And these men can prove it. As Military Max takes command with 4 hard-hitting dramas.
Take charge. Yes, sir.
Iron Triangle, 84 Charlie Mopic, Captive Hearts, and the Bedford Incident.
I'd destroy any enemy if it meant saving my country.
In September, Cinemax leads the troops into battle with more movies, more choice, more Military Max.
Get that thing on my face.
If the big one keeps getting away, if you want new tips and more effective techniques from top guides and fishing professionals, then catch Fishing the West this season. Each week we'll take you to the best sport fishing waters in some of the world's most magnificent locations. We'll go after salmon, trout, sailfish, bass, tarpon, northern pike, steelhead, and many more. If you can't be there yourself, then join us for the fast action on Fishing the West.
In today's world, you hear a lot about time. How to manage it. How to find more of it. How to make the time you have work for you. That's why Headline News is designed to fit your schedule. Anytime, all the time, 24 hours a day. Headline News. The perfect choice whether you've got a few minutes or all the time in the world.
World Junior Heavyweight Champion Nelson Royal, along with Shasha defending his title against David Isley, one of the toughest young men to come into this area in quite some time.
This is going to be some tough competition for David Isley. He made it just bitten off a little bit more than he could chew when he faces Nelson Royal.
Before this match gets started, baby doll, I just want to stick this in right here. For you fans who saw the Nikita Koloff interview video just a couple of minutes ago and were kind of surprised, it just seemed like it was kind of stuck in the tape. Baby doll and myself went to the crew that worked so hard for us so that we can ask the thing be put in, because we've gotten so many cards and letters from fans who are feeling the emotion and feeling the pain and the sadness that Nikita's going through at this time in his life. And we just wanted to give an opportunity for the fans to be close to their hero again, and we'll be looking forward to seeing Nikita live here in the next couple of weeks.
That's right, especially with this newfound dedication. It's going to see what Nikita can come up with, because
remember what the last dedication did for him.
Oh, that's true, that's true. And when a man sets his heart to something, it's amazing what a man can do.
I imagine so. Nelson Royal, rear chin lock on David Isley. David doesn't look real happy about the way he's getting treated.
No, that's not the way to treat somebody like that. And then Nelson's riding him in those ropes. Those ropes can really hurt, especially right up against the side of the face. Nelson's using some dirty tricks, raking the eyes. Let's see what David can reach down and get a little more competitive.
That's what makes Nelson Royal so devastating, at least in my mind, is that he can do any wrestling maneuver in the world. He's got one of the highest regards as far as...
he's got a good repertoire, too.
Yeah,
he's
what the wrestlers
so
think
moves,
of him, you know?
Ooh, good set flip over the top.
Scared.
Oh, even though the referee had kicked Nelson's arms off, he still got that punch down, and David had to let go.
Fans, we've got a couple of, shall we say, surprises in store for you this hour right now. I just wanted you to be forewarned in the weeks and months to come. We've got full of surprises. First, we surprised you with Baby Doll, and we got some other things up our sleeves.
Every week I come up with something new, guys.
This one involves Nikita Koloff, and I think y'all are going to like it.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Nelson's working on that reverse chin lock. He left himself open, though. But he pulls the hair. It seems like if Nelson just lets the guy get a little taste to see if he's going to win, then Nelson pulls the hair and just jerks him right back where he wants to.
Good look at Shasha right there.
Pretty young lady, pretty young lady. It kind of makes you wonder what she's doing in the sport, don't you?
Pretty, she's taking home some pretty whopping paychecks, I imagine, if she gets any taste of
nice
Nelson's
outfits
money.
with that money, too, isn't she?
The thing about Nelson Royal is he can change tactics so fast on you in the ring. I'll watch him be the perfect scientific wrestler and the perfect gentleman inside the square circle. And then bam, before you know it, he's all over you with short knees and chops to the throat. You just never know where he's going to go.
Just being brutal with you, and then you wonder where it comes from, and then
he's right back to some scientific hold.
That's it. See, he gave the knee, bounced off from David Isley a little bit, and went right back to that reverse chin lock. He's sitting on him. He's got that front part of his weight sitting right there on David's shoulder.
Which is what we talked about that last week. What would be the Baby Doll method to go? And this was a particular move that you picked out.
Sitting on the guy there so they can't breathe. That's the main thing. There we're getting Shasha's point of view as we look at what it would look like from her point of view of Nelson.
Sticking his fingers up this guy's nose.
Well, I was going to say pulling at the facial features.
Oh, I like that.
Sticking your fingers.
It always helps to have a lady on the show to kind of brighten up the rough spots, I guess. Look at the sheer enjoyment on the face of Nelson Royal. He's getting off on beating this guy.
Oh yeah, that's it. And then here comes David Isley. Wrestling is so back and forth, back and forth. That's where you got that, as we said, the gumption. Nelson is, let's see what they can do. A little rough and tumble there, tied him up. That was good on David Isley's part because Nelson was about to really lay into him. You grab your guy close in, he doesn't get that leverage to hit you so hard.
Hang on, Nelson Royal in and behind is mad, bulls him for the ropes, comes up. He's got those shoulders down. Count of three. And I thought I saw a couple of flecks of blue as in trunks in the hands of Nelson Royal.
He looked like he was pulling pretty hard, but the Nelson just didn't see it. Let's see if we can get that roll up again. As Nelson
fans take a real close look now as Royal goes into the pin combination. Maybe now you're going to have to judge for yourself.
Doesn't count what we see. It counts what the referee sees. I mean, we can see whatever we want to, but the referee's the main man in that position. Nelson goes, he whips him into the rope, goes for the roll up. David gets a little off center here, which is good on Nelson's part because he almost got out of it.
Watch, watch.
He did.
Can I say?
Lots of under tights, and that's it.
Fans, more great action coming up.
There's only one gene endorsed by the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Wrangler Cowboy Cut Jeans.
Professional or a weekend cowboy, Nelson Royals, a Wrangler PRCA Pro Rodeo dealer, has the duds to fit you and the horse you rode in on.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
That you will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute the office
of President of the United States.
Of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
The Constitution. The words we live by.
I had a high cholesterol and I had a heart attack. The connection is indisputable. Over 50% of Americans have a cholesterol level that is too high, and high cholesterol kills. More than 500,000 Americans died of a heart attack last year. Don't let it happen to you. If you reduce your cholesterol level 25%, your chance of having a heart attack is cut in half. September is National Cholesterol Education Month. Test your cholesterol, please. It could save your life.
The most comprehensive and longest-running show in pro football, HBO's Inside the NFL, is about to kick off its 14th season. This year, join Len Dawson, Nick Buonacati, and new host Chris Collinsworth every Wednesday night at 7. Analysis of every game. Now, Wednesdays at 7. Expert studio commentary, Wednesdays at 7. Where Are They Now? Inside info and cover story every Wednesday at 7. Don't miss HBO's Inside the NFL every Wednesday night at 7.
Coming fall 1990, the Family Channel brings you more original series than any other cable network. Hilarious new comedies filled with laughter and warmth, like Big Brother Jake. And it's the zany antics of an eccentric professor in Maniac Mansion. A children's classic comes to television in The Adventures of the Black Stallion, with Mickey Rooney recreating his role. It's a new season of original family entertainment, beginning this fall on the Family Channel.
Today, thanks to the miracle of medicine and the gift of a stranger, these children have been saved through a bone marrow transplant. But so many people are on waiting lists, hoping and praying someone will donate marrow that matches their own. Not everyone can be a donor, but if you are one of those very special people, please volunteer today. To give your marrow is to give the gift of life.
One of the good things about being Baby Doll is you're constantly surrounded by nice-looking young men, and I can't think of two nicer-looking young guys to be in between. But tonight, you guys are going up against the Mod Squad, and I have to tell you guys, they're a mean and nasty team, and they've got a lot of gumption behind them, and I think they're going to be pretty tough for you guys.
Well, you know, Baby Doll, there's no doubt the Mod Squad are an established tag team, but Tommy Angel and myself, we were at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, United States Army together. And I talked to Tommy recently. I said, Tommy, there's a tournament going on. We've been watching and paying attention. I said, would you be my partner? And I got all the confidence and faith in the world of this man. And I tell you what, they said they're going to be lion tamers. But when you back a cat into the corner, baby, he comes out fighting. And don't expect anything less from me and Tommy.
Well, what do you think, Tommy? Are you going to back this guy 100%?
All the way. We're tired of people coming out here like those overweight idiots making accusations about everybody else. They are tough or they wouldn't be in Atlantic Coast Wrestling. Well, these young lions are hungrier than ever, and we're coming at you, Mod Squad, so you just better be careful.
Right now, we're going to go up to the ring with more Atlantic Coast Wrestling.
There's the bell. Sound action is L.A. Stevens on the right side of your screen. Gets set to take on Jack Jackson. And there's a good shot of young Mr. Jackson there as he gets set to square off the rather bizarre L.A. Stevens. You always look real happy in your work. Let's put it that way. Welcome back.
Go, step back. 1, 2,
come on, look at all that flesh.
I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved.
Our taste may be different.
Sports broadcasting, they told me. That's what you're going to do, sports broadcasting.
What has this L.A. Stevens got on his knee pads? I've never quite seen a color job done that way.
Who knows? It's like the mural from the south end of him, you know?
It looks like the Easter Bunny kind of went wild. It looks a little early.
I told you L.A. was different.
He likes that colors.
He's kind of kicked back. He's very quiet. He's very strange. But he gets the job done in the ring in a very unorthodox way.
Yeah?
You know, you can sit here and watch a certain wrestler from time to time, and you can pretty much peg him as to style. A lot of guys do the same things the same way. I got absolutely no idea what L.A. Stevens is going to do in the ring from one second to the next.
What he's going to wear next, it looks like he hasn't quite picked out a color scheme yet, has he? I mean, some of us stick with kind of basic black with a few flecks. He's kind of gone for the rainbow mural effect. Maybe it's confusion. That's it. He's confusing his appointment. That would be kind of different to see a knee drop from your head and see all those colors, wouldn't it?
Ooh. Painful and loud too, right?
Make you really confused at where you're at.
L.A. Stevens got a modified eagle grip there as he keeps that long arm bar, and anybody who's had even rudimentary judo knows that hurts when he's got you in that
especially
position.
when you get that wrist turned around and that hand going the wrong way. It hurts all the way up your arm.
Jack Jackson using his forearms very effectively. Good, clean, legal blows. Full up and down body slam on L.A. Stevens, a count of 2.
Didn't hook that leg, just little bitty pinpoints that if you just don't do it, you're not going to win the match.
LA's got that hulking kind of style. I don't know whether it's poor posture or whether it's
low center of gravity. A good wrestler will always keep those legs squatted just a little bit, because if you're squatted down a little bit, nobody's going to be able to pick you up. So you just kind of keep that low center of gravity, and it makes you be able to move a little bit better too.
Tell you one thing though, LA has hung on to that arm throughout the course of this match, and seeing him not too very long ago, a couple of weeks ago in action with Nelson Royal as his tag team partner, who just continues to sink lower and lower and lower in my estimation as a champion. Mr. Stevens maybe picking the path he's going down, but I'm not really sure he's aware he's going down it.
I don't have any idea. I haven't had a chance to talk to L.A. Stevens. Maybe we can get him up on the promo desk one time and see what we can do with him.
I'm game. I'm brave. I'll go for anything.
Is it my turn or your turn on that one?
I'll flip you for this one, okay?
I don't know. Just as long as you don't actually flip me for it.
No. I meant some kind of coin of the realm.
Okay.
We'll see which end of the pencil sticks to the desk. Our TV main event, fans, is just a couple of minutes away. It's the Mod Squad against Tommy Angel and Ricky Nelson.
That's going to be different. Yes.
Weren't they fired up? I could see it in their eyes that this is their chance to prove themselves.
It is, and I don't think they took too kindly about what Mod Squad said about being lion tamers. You know, it's a good thing when someone calls you the new young lions of the sports, because that means that someone's paying attention to you. And to have someone coming out saying that they're going to lion tame you, I don't think so. They're going to have a tough battle, the Mod Squad are.
By the way, for you fans who are watching us for the very first time on Channel 21 in Asheville, Greenville, Spartanburg, look forward to seeing your favorite Atlantic Coast wrestling stars there in the near future. Matter of fact, we're going to be in Spartanburg on March the 24th, coming soon to Greenwood and Anderson, South Carolina. We'll, of course, be looking forward to seeing you at ringside, and we will have updates on just exactly when and where you can get your tickets and who's going to be on the card.
That's right.
All in the weeks go by. There's something about seeing wrestling in person.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, you can say whatever you want to, but when you sit down and can yell and scream and carry on, and you've got your favorite, and you let them know that's your favorite, that's a lot of fun.
I like it a lot better than screaming from the couch, too, because everybody around you is screaming at the same time.
That's right.
It's just a little something special.
It's kind of like having 100 baby dolls out in the ring. It's like
prejudiced.
yelling and screaming.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, anyway, you can see the back of L.A. Stevens is starting to redden up.
Raw.
He's been slapping those forearms into the back. It's got to be
clothesline just ripped his feet out from underneath him. Let's see if Jack Jackson can put some moves together. That's it. You know, it's just a matter of putting those moves together, and sometimes Jack Jackson looks like he's been able to, oh, God, DDT right into the ring. Didn't even have to hook the ring. Oh.
One of the most devastating moves in pro wrestling. Not many people get up and walk away from that.
No, I'd like to see a replay on that one, Rick.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. You can see L.A. Stevens trying to set Jack Jackson for his trip into next week, and this is going to do it.
Hooked him, gets that weight going, head goes right into the mat. He didn't even have to hook the leg. He was out of it. That was it. We'll be back with more Atlantic Coast Wrestling right after this.
There's only one gene endorsed by the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Wrangler Cowboy Cut Jeans.
Professional or a weekend cowboy, Nelson Royal's official Wrangler PRCA Pro Rodeo dealer has the duds to fit you and the horse you rode in on.
What's wrong, Vince?
My woman's done left me, my dog ran away, and people still aren't wearing their safety belts.
Aw, Vince, you singing those buckle up blues again?
Some people don't wear their seat belts. I can't believe it's true. Those kind of people get knocked right out of their shoes. So buckle up, baby. Don't sing me those buckle up blues.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
I mean it, baby. Buckle, honeysuckle, buckle, yeah.
Being a kid is no longer child's play. When you need help, the Relatives Project Safe Place is there. And now, Cablevision's customer service trucks are designated mobile safe places. Cablevision trucks are in your neighborhood, where you may be lost or frightened, or just need someone to help you. Look for the Project Safe Place signs, because we're here to help.
Don't miss the Dynamite Cable this week. On TNT, the new NFL season turns to war between the Lions and Buccaneers. HBO blasts you ringside for a heavyweight battle royal between Mike Tyson and Alex Stewart. And it's the little things on Disney that'll break you up. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's a jungle out there.
All this week.
Look, Carolina, look at all the things we are.
This fall, HBO has one question for you.
Who do you love? Ah, who do you love? Yeah, who do you love?
Who do you love?
Ah, who do you love?
Why not love them all? This fall on HBO. Simply the best.
Now there's a new way of looking at business.
I'm Consuelo Mack, editor and anchor of the new Wall Street Journal report. Each week we'll take you inside the newsroom of the Wall Street Journal, probing the issues with business leaders and journal reporters, plus the latest on how to manage your business, your career, and your money. All from the world headquarters of the Wall Street Journal. Join us.
Welcome back to Atlantic Coast Wrestling. This is the match we've been waiting for all hour.
it.
Basher and Spike, the Mod Squad from the Badlands of New Orleans, get set to take on
Tommy Angel and Ricky Nelson.
We do that pretty good.
Yeah, we've got that synchronized down.
We got that stereo sound right here.
People are adjusting those sets going, what in the world's
At
going
no
on?
extra charge, by the way, fans. We're not going to bill you for that one.
No cable bills, Phil. This is going to be amazing because Tommy Angel and Ricky Nelson, they are just such a nice-looking young team compared to the Spike and Basher.
Oh, they got talent, too, you know.
Oh, yeah, nice, high-flying young team. They've got speed. They've got great...
Oh-ho!
Look at that leg sweep. God, just tied him right up. And now Spike's wondering what he's doing.
Gonna get a look at Ricky Nelson there as Tommy Angel continues to yank on the leg of Spike of the Mod Squad. And certainly, you know, when you go around and say, well, I handpicked this guy and handpicked that guy, it can either be very good or very bad. And I think the Mod Squad may have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew.
A little more overconfident in this pick, I'm afraid. I mean, they thought that they might have gotten this all wrapped up, but I don't think so.
Can you imagine how these two young guys felt, though, sitting back in the dressing room? They must have felt like complete chumps to have the fans and the Mod Squad out here saying, well, we picked them because we feel like we can beat their brains out with no problem. Wrong. Well, I think
then again, I don't think that they were licking their wounds and going, oh, poor, pitiful us. You know, they think that we're chumps and they think that they're low-offs. They really strapped their boots on tight. They said, we're going to give these guys a battle. I think that Mod Squad has made a big mistake, as I think that Spike is thinking this.
Tommy and Ricky like to finish up, you know, when you're talking to them on interviews and say, we talk in the ring. Somehow I get the feeling they're going to have a long chat with the Mod Squad.
They're whispering right now. They're not, their words aren't being carried through very well.
They will definitely get the message across to the Mod Squad that they are two young men not to mess around with.
Good move by Ricky Nelson. Yes, he had him psyched out. Spike came in, thought that he had him all wrapped up, was going to go in there and bash his brains up, but it didn't quite work. Ricky Nelson was maybe playing a little possum, swept his legs out. Mod Squad aren't in a good position.
Basher is the one that's getting bashed by Tommy Angel.
That's it. So it just goes to show, I think, that Mod Squad may have made a big mistake. Those 500-pound bench presses and all that big wind at the very first isn't paying off right now.
But then again, you know, on the other side of the coin, the Mod Squad didn't get to be where they are in the ranks of pro wrestling because they were anybody's fool or because they were easy to beat.
That's right, and this is part of the tag team tournament too, isn't it?
This is the semi-finals. The finals will continue on, and of course we'll tell you more about that next week.
And if one of these guys loses, they're out.
Yep. There's no second chance in this particular deal. If you want to take home that wad of dead presidents and that beautiful trophy right there, you don't make any mistakes.
No, and that's just it. Ricky Nelson comes up with a nice high drop kick. He's going towards the top rope. Big high-risk move. Let's see what he does. Oh, the poor guy just... That's why it's a high-risk move. That's it. The guy is not always where you think he's going to be.
That's all it takes against a team like the Mod Squad, too. Straight up, straight down, face first into the canvas.
Ricky's taking a lot of punishment. This poor kid. Oh, I'd like to be his girlfriend afterwards and give him the massage afterwards, but I wouldn't want to be him right now.
Hey, the Mod Squad aren't a bunch of Cub Scouts. They are big, and they are mean, they're nasty, and they're tough.
That's just it, and this poor kid is going to be hurting after this match.
They're not scared to distract that referee either. I'm not real thrilled with stuff like that, but you kind of got to respect it because it gets the job done.
It's knowing how to use the rules. We've all got rules in our life, and it's knowing how to use the system. The system is there.
You mean Baby Doll would actually do something like that?
Of course. That's why I'm wearing $150 to $1,000 dresses anytime I come out.
We did notice, believe me. Believe me.
You don't, unless you're getting those wins, you're not making the good money, you're not making the paychecks. And if you're not making the paychecks, it's not even worth going down the road for it. So you're out to win those matches. I know how these guys feel because you don't always win. And you do it, no matter how successful you are, you do lose matches and you don't want to. And that's where you get the taste of the money, of whether you're going to win or lose, or whether you're going to have respect going into that bank the next morning.
The squad has had that little taste before. In the Midwest, they ruled the tag team scene for 8 to 9 months. All through the South, they've been just fantastically successful anywhere they've gone. Ricky Nelson
just got his head ripped off.
Yes, indeed. They're still looking for that first taste to know what it feels like to be kings of the hill. If they can pull this one off, they're well on their way.
There would be a lot of champagne flowing tonight if Ricky Nelson and Tommy Angel won this one. But then again, if Mod Squad won it too, they may be pouring the champagne too.
Yeah, maybe beer and MD 2020 over the Mod Squad's house, though.
Yeah, I don't think they've got very much class.
They certainly know how to get it done inside the ring, but hats off to Ricky Nelson. He has not stopped fighting back for 1 second. Here's a guy with a lot of guts and a lot of heart.
Big right hands coming out of him too.
Hey!
The tag, here comes the, what did they call him, the Eagle? The American Eagle? Let's see if he makes these guys fly or not.
Tommy Angel starting to work on the Mod Squad.
Let's see what Ricky Nelson can do. He's going in there to, oh, yeah! Goodness.
Dead on the money, 2, 3, I can't believe it!
I cannot believe it. What tag team, that is it. Oh, Ricky Nelson and Tommy Angel had this match won. They had beat the Mod Squad for the tournament. They're going to the finals. This is not the way to do it. Mod Squad Basher is going up to the top. Spike's holding them. Oh, they should not try and injure these guys like that. They did have the win. Mod Squad is just going out. Tommy Angel's going to get his knee torn out like this with two guys working on him. We're wondering where Ricky Nelson is now. Rick Stewart has gone up to the ring. This Tommy Angel, I cannot believe they got his leg tied up. The referee's getting pushed down. We need help from the dressing room if we possibly could. Here comes Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, not very much good he's doing. Rusty Riddler's running down. Let's see if he can help it out. Tommy Angel is going to have a serious injury here unless someone can get down there and help him with this. Mod Squad, I like to see it. I mean, they're not taking anything from anybody. Here comes, let's see, David Isley. Let's see if David Isley can clear him out. There goes David Isley and Ricky Nelson. Finally, these guys have let up on Tommy Angel. It's been amazing. I don't know. I've been on both sides of the fence. It seemed like with Ricky Nelson. Let's see if Rick Stewart can get us an interview and see what's going down there at ringside, please.
Unbelievable turn of events. Tommy Angel laying up there in a ring, probably permanently injured at the hands of the Mod Squad.
Rick Stewart, you see what the rednecks did? They illegally beat us. It took two of them. We didn't do nothing they didn't deserve. I see it, Rick Stewart, you see it. It was no good. It was no good. You see the real winners right here. Look at him in the ring now. Somebody come sweep him up. Rick Stewart, tell me in your own words, did you not see two of them beat one of us?
I saw you.
They did not beat one of us.
I saw you guys go out to try to cripple him. That's what
Rick Stewart, I'm not here for no sob stories, son. I don't care if I cripple him, if I cripple you, or just punk behind this camera. I don't care. You get in this squared circle with Mod Squad, anything's liable to happen. I guarantee you, Rick Stewart, it'll be a long time before that redneck can walk. Somebody's gonna have to carry him this car tonight. You see what happened with Stewart. Why you want to lie about it on nationwide television?
Lie?
You seen it took two of them to beat one of us.
They're carrying the American Eagle, the dressing room.
I don't get the man. Yes, I'm proud. The only thing is justice, baby. It was a fast 3 count, Rick Stewart. The stupid referee can't get. He didn't see the shoulders up. So we took it out what the darn referee did. We took it out on that pump on the Angel. So yes, Rick Stewart, I'm proud because the American Eagle now has a fresh wing and he can't fly right.
Man, this thing ain't over yet. The Mod Squad just gloating and it's sick. It's sick when you're out trying to hook them.
You say anything about the Mod Squad being sick, Rick Stewart, we'll do the same thing to both of your legs. Then when you get a wheelchair, we'll turn you over on your back, boy.
Man, this isn't getting anywhere for Baby Doll and myself. We'll see you 1 week from today. This thing ain't over, guys. This thing ain't over.
I know it's not over, because as soon as he can get his leg out of the cast, get back in the squared circle, we gonna break his other leg. Mark my word about that.
Fans, we'll see you next week.